So it's time to discuss transfers once again. And this time around, this particular window, business has been going very fast, maybe even faster than usual, I would say. But regardless, we're going to discuss the best bit. And first off, without wasting much time, we've been talking about Florian Wirtz and how he has been close, to move to Liverpool. But now it's looking like there's a snag in the deal because Leverkusen have rejected Liverpool's second offer of £109 million, and they are holding out for somewhere around 127 to 130 million pounds. There's also talk of a swap deal, with someone like Avi Elliott or Council as part of the deal. But in your opinion, Victor, is the German worth all this trouble?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Um, Look, as much as Liverpool's owners are bad-mouthed, right, about their transfer policies and not being willing to spend and blah blah blah, but they have shown that they are willing to spend big when the players are worth it. Look at Alisson, look at Van Dijk, look at the failed bid for Caicedo, for instance. These these are all players that are part of their team's backbone. They have been for years now, especially in the case of the Liverpool ones. And Wirtz, I think FSG view Wirtz as the sort of player that can mold the next era of their club, a bit like
Yeah.
Mbappe or Griezmann. Especially if Liverpool can reduce the fee to something like 80 million pounds plus Elliott, which I mean, realistically, he's out anyway if Wirtz comes in. I think that would be a solid piece of business.
Okay, fair enough. In my opinion, I still don't think uh it should cost that much, to be honest. But yeah,
Okay.
given the price that Anthony cost Man United and other parameters like that, then we can understand the logic, from
I
Leverkusen.
really don't think we should be bringing United into this conversation, though.
Yeah. Well, but moving on to United's neighbors, actually, Manchester City are pursuing a deal to sign Ryan Ait Nouri from Wolves, and we know we've spoken about how City are moving fast in the transfer window. But Max, do you think they are making the right moves, and is Nouri an upgrade to their current options?
I mean, he's obviously a good player, right? But he's definitely not gonna be a starter. Where you have Guardiola, but as we all know, there's only one left fullback for the moment, so they need a bit of like a rivalry on this side. So probably, maybe in future he can be a starter, but for the next season, it's like just the second option for them. I feel like.
Well, that's a wild take, but yeah, we'll see.
Definitely.
In my opinion, I don't I don't think Guardiola would want to pay that much if he doesn't see how he's going to play him or integrate him into the start
Yeah, and
next time. But
the thing is, by right, they're starting Guardiol as at the left back. By right, he's a center back that's versatile enough to play the position.
yeah,
So reverting him back to center and playing
might
Ait
be the
Nouri,
plan.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the boys at North London. Arsenal and Spurs are reportedly interested in a move for Bayern's Leroy Sané. In my opinion, this is about 6 years late. But regardless, the question here, Victor, is can this winger actually improve any of these sides at the moment?
Okay. For Spurs, sure. For Arsenal, I don't see it as much of a good idea, even to be honest. Sané plays mainly on the right, and I think it would be madness to push Saka out of his favorite position. I'll say this for the thousandth time anyway. Arsenal need a goddamn striker first and foremost. Leave the wingers be, focus on getting a striker, then figure out what you can do. However, Sane is probably not a great idea for Arsenal. For Spurs, it would be a smart move though.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree. I don't think Sané raises the level in Arsenal one bit. I think he just adds to the. He would just join and be someone like another Trossard or something. Someone to just bring in quality off the bench or something. So I don't see him improving Arsenal. But yeah, moving on, Max. Nottingham Forest are closing in on signing three players, from Brazilian side Botafogo, centre back Jecunha, striker Igor Jesus, and left back Cuiabano. And of course, this is influenced by the fact that their sporting director is Edu and is also Brazilian and is famous for signing Brazilian talent. But in your opinion, is this good piece of business or not? Signing three Brazilians and throwing them in the deep end of the Premier League.
They won't cost a lot, obviously, and if at least one of these three will shine, it will reward them a lot. And also, I feel like it's a good sign that Nuno will keep in the team because he's the Portugal, so they will speak in the same language. So probably it will help them like stabilize in Premier League. So for the players, it's definitely a good move, and also they play like for the best team at the moment in South America. So I feel like at least one or two of them, if they can stay at the team at least and improve a bit, it will be pretty good for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, fair enough. And on the final note, Victor, Mbeumo has reportedly given priority to Manchester United, regarding a potential move this summer. He's not bothered about the fact that United do not have European football to offer. And Brentford currently value the player at somewhere between £60 million. In your opinion, is this a good move for all parties involved?
I'll say this now, and we can come back in 12 months and reassess. But I think Mbeumo will be, if this move happens, I think Mbeumo will be United's best player next season. Not Cunha, not Bruno Fernandes, sure as hell not Onana, but Mbeumo. I think United could actually do one even better thing. Bring Thomas Frank along with him to Old Trafford. I know there's a big chance that United would ruin his reputation because of the slaughterhouse of managers that they've been over the past few seasons. But if he's willing to take the plunge, I would say go for it.
Yeah, fair point. I mean, but it might be United's best player, but is his career or is his trajectory going to actually, go
Yeah, of
further?
course, that's the thing. Like United's best player is a pretty low bar nowadays, okay? And
Ouch.
if
You're biased, guys.
well,
This is not how you say that.
no, come on. It's God's honest truth. It's a low bar. Okay? But the thing is, it will help them. I firmly believe that Mbeumo will help them. Not to say, okay, make Champions League or anything crazy like that, but definitely improve on what's been a really shit season.
Yeah, I mean, we can slate United all we want, but this is one deal that I think, on paper at least, it looks like a good move. 60 million
Yeah.
is not too much. It's Premier League proven, he was among the best attackers and the most consistent ones as well last season. So I think United are getting someone already made plug and play,
Yeah,
that is already
exactly.
going to plug and
It's
play,
great
no need
value.
to adapt or anything. So I think there's good value. He's only about 25. So I think there's good value on paper at least. But I mean, this is United. So anything can still happen at the end of the day.
They might
But we'll
find a
just have
way.
to.
They might find a way to cock it up anyway.
I already said you,
Exactly. So
Colada,
we'll have.
that we are finishing above you next season, definitely.
Okay, we'll be here to discuss that. We'll be here to discuss that. But yeah, that's all we have in our transfer video for now. United and Mbeumo looking like it can happen. Liverpool still chasing a deal for Vert. City closing in on Rayan Ait Nouri, and Nottingham Forest closing in on a trio of Brazilian signings. Rather, we'll be talking about all the best transfer news coming around the globe in the next couple days as well, because now we'll be giving transfer news more and more frequently because there's a lot to talk about, in the coming days and weeks. But for now, these are the best bits. Tell us what you think about these signings and their probabilities of happening.